KBG Missoula, you're listening to Missing 中国. Today, our theme is the second earthly branch called 丑, which actually means ugly. And it is also related to the animal of the birth year, the horoscope animal, rat or mice. Anyway, can you relate this theme to any movies, Mr. C?
Well, when you say the word ugly, we immediately all think of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the third film in a trilogy of Italian westerns, sometimes called spaghetti westerns, directed by Sergio Leone, who is probably the godfather of the spaghetti western. And it's interesting, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all three of those movies in the trilogy, Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, they're all great movies. And people can debate all day long which one they like the best. But here's what's interesting. Sergio Leone made three more movies after that trilogy. And in my opinion, none of them come close to the Dollars trilogy. So he made a movie called Once Upon a Time in the West, which has its moments, but is very kind of long and boring for the most part. Then he made a movie called Once Upon the Revolution. It's also sometimes called Duck, You Sucker, about an Irishman working with Mexican revolutionaries. It's a topic, it should be a great film. The topic is endlessly fascinating. The San Patricios fought with Mexico in the Mexican-American War. It's a great story. All those stories of the Irish working with the Mexicans are great. It does a lot to disquell, if that's a word, to get rid of all the racial divisions that the establishment tries to impose on everybody by showing how everybody kind of worked together in the past, contrary to what we're told in our liberal arts classes. But unfortunately, Duck You Sucker or Once Upon a Revolution is kind of a mess, and it's ultimately not a very good movie. And then his last movie, which to me is one of the most overrated movies ever made, is Once Upon a Time in America, which, if you get the full version, it's 4 hours, and De Niro's in it, and James Woods, and a bunch of other people. And it should be a great movie. It's about gangsters in the United States, and it is excruciatingly boring. And so it's just curious to me that people always, they say that Sergio Leone got better and better with each movie, but the truth is, his high point was the Dollars trilogy. Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and then the opus finale, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay, thank you. So, how about the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Is that related?
Well, so yeah, Tarantino's one. I think his favorite movie is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and so he's obviously a fan of Sergio Leone. Tarantino and his buddy Roberto Rodriguez, they have both made Once Upon a Time movies. Roberto or Robert Rodriguez, I don't know if. Anyway, he made Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and Tarantino made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is actually, I think, Tarantino's most artistic film, and it's probably, even though I think Jackie Brown is his best movie, I think that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably number two, and it's his curiously enough, it's his most European movie. It's very much like a European film, except for, of course, the very end. I won't give away the end, but the end just suddenly becomes typical Tarantino.
Thank you for your comments, and I hope you enjoy all the music and the movies.